Hi, I'm Sean Gannon, and this is Minute Math. And today we're learning about the vertical line test.
Minute Math. When you need help, you use Minute Math.
Well, what is the vertical line test? This test tells us, well, is a graph a function? Is a graph a function? Well, to do this, we look at the inputs and the outputs. The rules for the vertical line test tell us here that a graph is a function if, if this happens, an input value goes to at most one output. Now, input, output, what is that really meaning? A lot of times you'll see this as your x and y. You have one x value. Every one x value goes to at most one y value. And the key is the at most part right here. An x value can go to 0 output value. That's fine, there's nothing there. But it has to go to at most one output value, okay? So what does that really look like in terms of a basic graph? Well, let me go draw a little xy coordinate right here. So now I have my xy coordinate and I have a, linear equation here, right? A straight line. And what do we notice? Any x value that we pick, let's say this one here, let's call it just a, right? An a, our x value. If we go up, it only intersects at one specific b value, or on the y-axis. And it has the coordinate point a, comma, b right there. So we have one specific point here, a, comma, b, and it passes at this moment, it passes the vertical line test. Whatever equation we have here is a function, because every one input goes to one specific output value. And we can try another one. Let's do this one here. All right, well, let's call it, let's call it C. Our C value here, if we go up, it hits one value, let's call it our D value on the y-axis. And so that point is C, comma, D. Our one input goes to, at most, one output. And so if we see basically vertical lines going here, let's use a different color here maybe. We see any vertical line that we draw will intersect this equation only one time. Therefore, whatever this equation is, passes our vertical line test, saying that this equation is a function. Now, we're going to go hop onto Maple Learn and see this more in action with many different types of functions and determine, is that function, a function, meaning does it pass the vertical line test? So we're going to go to learn.maplesoft.com, and this is where we can explore the vertical line test. All right. So what I first want to do is let's go start with our basic quadratic equation we kind of had in the last picture. Y equals, let's say it's 2x plus 1. Doesn't matter, it's a linear line. And then from here, what I want to do is I'm going to create a new line here, and I'm going to call it x equals a. A can be any value you want, and this helps me see the vertical line test. I'm going to parameterize this a. And right here we can see that as I move the blue line, being vertical left to right, notice that it only intersects the green line, my linear equation, one time the whole time through. No matter how far left I go to how far right I go, you can see it's only intersecting one time. So let's go explore some other equations that we might encounter and see if this passes the vertical line test. What if we had a x squared basic equation right there? You'll see this a lot of times as a parent function of a quadratic. And notice that here again, the blue line. The blue line intersects the green line only once. One input goes to one specific output. Now this is actually a little note here. Notice here, when I have, let's change this here to be non-continuous. You press in the gear icon. And notice here when I get to, -4. Notice I have an output here at positive 16. And then we also, when we go to positive 4, have an output of positive 16. Be careful with this. These are two different input values, -4 and +4, and they produce the same output, which is fine. The only thing we can't have is one input, the 4, go to 2 different outputs. So let's go look at a basic cubic function here. X to the 3rd power, same idea. It passes the vertical line test as we move forward. Okay. As we go left and right, it's only intersecting the green line once. All right. What about a square root function? Square root of x, right there. Same idea. It passes, it's a function right here, right? Going left to right. And we can see that the blue line only intersects the green line once every single time. We get to the left, we're outside where the function exists, but again, that's still within our parameters of the vertical line test to determine if this is a function. Now, what about the absolute value function? Let's see if we can do that. Right there. Absolute value of x. See, it's a V shape here. And again, vertical line test. We're still good. It's a function. Every single input only goes to one output, aka, again, the blue line intersects the green line only once, no matter how far left and how far right we go. Now, what about a circle? X squared plus a y squared equals, let's go radius of 1. Ooh, let's go zoom in on that. So here, I'm just going to go use my keypad to zoom in more. Let's go zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Might have to change a little vertically. There we go. So it looks more like a circle. Oh, too much like an oval. Let's zoom always. Let's get a little closer. And then we have us bring our slider in. And I'm going to parameterize this to be continuous, so it's a little easier to see here. Oh, didn't do that. Continue. Yeah, continuous. Oh, there we go. So we can see here on the circle, we have my blue line. Outside of the circle to the left is fine. It's not intersecting the green line, the circle, but it's fine. It's passing so far. But right here, at this one moment here at, if I can make it exactly at 1, right there, right at 1, right, when x equals, or negative 1, we touch a circle at one point. We are currently fine to be a function. But as we move inside, notice we are intersecting twice, up here and down here. And that would say that this circle is not a function here. And keep on going. Then, again, at positive 1, if I type that in here, make it easier, we intersect once again. That part's fine. But again, on the inside is where we're intersecting twice, and therefore the circle fails the vertical line test. Now let's go one more function here. Let's just go see the sine of x. And, well, if we zoom out a little bit here so we can see a little bit more. There we go. And we can see as we go left to right, and notice, pretty cool feature here. It already automatically made it negative pi and half pi. That's pretty cool. But we go left and right, and we're passing the vertical line test. The sine of x is passing the vertical line test. Every single intersection of the blue line to the green line, it only intersects once right there. Okay? So this is how you can use Maple-Learn to really visualize the vertical line test here. I hope you learned something here on the vertical line test. If you did, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This helps us make more of these free math lessons for you and for everyone else. So as always, thanks for watching.